Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Equity Market Update with Irfan Khan and Joseph DiVirgilio.
What investors must know this week. You must know this week. And we're going to tell you what happened last week, what's going to happen this week, and what to look for the following week. But before we get through all that, we usually start with the statistic of the week. Irfan, shoot.
Yeah, so let's talk about guarantees for future success or lack thereof. So past performance, as you probably already know, is absolute no guarantee of future returns. Over a 20-year period, winning stocks historically have no higher statistical likelihood of outperforming the market over the next 10 years compared to losing stocks.
Exactly.
Well, that's not the way to start it. Start this
Well,
episode. I mean, come on. Everybody's like looking forward to it, and then we're breaking that kind of news to them,
just because there's this popular misconception that stocks that outperformed the prior decade are the ones that are going to outperform in the next decade, but that's completely untrue. So that's again one more statistic of the week that points to the fact that you have to be diversified. You cannot just buy the winning stocks because Nvidia was up for whatever 5 million% in the last 3 years, and you think that's going to continue for the
No, I'm just going to go and buy Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and the others. And
some of these have shown to be top performers over the years. But it's not a guarantee that, of course, that's not but leadership in the markets shifts all the time because of new technology. Just watch what's going to happen with quantum computing. A lot of these companies are going to go bankrupt, but that's going to be the next wave. Now, of course, we're in an environment where Google, which was a website, Google was a search engine. I mean, that's all it was. Now it's in quantum computing, it's in electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, it's all over the place. Cloud computing. They have reinvented themselves within whatever, technology demands are out there. But there's always going to be that one disruptor, just like Nvidia nobody knew what Nvidia was, 7, 8 years ago. And look at it now. It's the most valuable company on the planet at $5 trillion market cap. So that's what basically this.
How big of a room do you need to have in $100 bills to have 5 trillion if you had it in cash? I wonder.
I've got no idea. That's like something you want to ask Pablo Escobar if he was still alive, because he had a stash for freaking money. I think he had 30 houses in Colombia. The walls were all built with money. And then they were covered with sheetrock. I mean, so you can, and that was billions of dollars. So trillions, you're probably going to need, I don't know, something the size of the Coliseum, I guess. I've got no idea. Or the Empire State Building. I don't know. So equity market recap. Global equities surged to fresh record highs over the past week. Oh, and first of all, before I go into my notes, I want to apologize to all of our viewers for having been incognito for the past 3 days. We were supposed to publish this as we usually do on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning, but I had some personal issues that I had to attend, and I was unable to basically be as punctual as I have always been. When it comes to our show, our segment.
Or as we'd like to be, anyway.
Yeah, well, so we're making up for it during now intra week on a Wednesday, and then we'll see each other again this Sunday for a recap of what's going on this week. So a remarkably strong month of May. The rally was driven by strong momentum in artificial intelligence stocks, semiconductors, especially if you look at the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index was up, I think 5%. We'll get to that, and also some positive geopolitical developments, which have now reversed again because while the week ended well on optimism about Trump, Iran, and whatnot. But now in the last couple of days, they've started exchanging fire again. Last night, Iran has attacked U.S. bases in the Gulf. Again, I think it was Bahrain and Kuwait, if I'm not wrong. So here we go again. But there's something to be said here, in which I'll talk about this war right after the economic data. The S&P 500 recorded its 9th consecutive weekly gain, bringing its cumulative 2 months advance across April and May to 16%. It's amazing. Nasdaq was up 2.4% last week. The S&P up 1.4%. The Dow Jones was up 0.9%, and the VIX is trading at around 16. Well, as it was this morning around 16, I reckon it's going to be a little higher right now as we talk. Key markets drivers: geopolitical risk, relief, and falling oil. That's what we discussed. But now things are again back to square one in the middle of this week. Broadening AI trade, the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, there you go, was 5% over the week, while mega caps like NVIDIA continue to trade with massive valuations. Market leadership broadened significantly to hardware, power, infrastructure, and equipment suppliers like Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, my friend, which, you must be very happy, a very, very happy camper that we have this stock in a portfolio, and which we have discussed in the past. Stock yesterday was up 16%. Actually, it retraced a bit towards the close, but yeah, we were both very, very happy, right? Fun when we saw that yesterday.
Yep. So, I'm not like to count my chickens before they hatch.
Oh yeah, but HP is a great stock, a great company. Well, by the way,
unrealized gains.
Yeah, unrealized gains, true. But don't ever go out there and buy stocks that you hear us talking about just because we say it. We're not financial advisors.
I mean, if you're interested, take those to your financial advisor and see if they fit the bill for you as well.
Correct. I'm a retired hedge fund manager with 27 years on Wall Street, running long-short equity funds, and known for having established the very first sustainability-focused fund back in 2004. So I'm a professional. I can deal with stocks. Both of us can, navigate markets the way we want. You might need a financial advisor, and you probably will have a financial advisor, and that's who you need to speak to. So the one thing is that the downward revision to the first quarter U.S. GDP, which put it down to an annualized 1.6%, which means that the economy in America is slowing down, but it was offset by a hot manufacturing expansion data, including the 4.5-year high of the Chicago PMI, Producer Manufacturing Index, which that seems interesting. You have a slowing economy, but manufacturing has picked up. We'll have to see how much this holds. So going back to the Strait of Hormuz, when this is just like the Russian war in Ukraine to me, right? Because you have Russia. Russia lost that war. In my view, in my eyes, lost that war on week 2 because it was supposed to be a 3-day special military operation. 3-day. I'll give it a week, okay? On the second week, you lost. So same thing happened here with Trump. Oh, it's going to be a little excursion. First of all, incursion, but whatever. It's done 3 days, 4 days. Well, next week we're done. We're going to sign an agreement. It's almost 4 months in. He lost. It's over. It's done. He lost his face. He's an incompetent, and that just, people need to come to terms with that. Nobody ever in the history of U.S. presidencies dared to do something like this because they knew what would happen. And again, because of the distraction from the Epstein files, and Netanyahu needs his buddy to take out Iran and all the other Islamic nations around Israel. Of course, the village idiot is the orange clown occupying the White House. So
apparently they had a bit of a quarrel between Trump and Netanyahu on the phone.
I heard this. He told him, you're fucking crazy. If it wasn't because of me, you'd be in jail right now. Everybody hates you in Israel now because of what you're doing. The truth is, My sources, because I made a few phone calls as soon as I read that, and they tell me that he talks like that. They talk to each other like that all the time. So if he told Netanyahu, fuck you, it's not new. But I'll tell Netanyahu, fuck you, and right, because I believe in it. And there you go. So for them, it's normal, this type of talk. And the truth is, one thing is right, is that Netanyahu would be in jail if he didn't have a perpetual war to feed, because that's the
I
only.
guess that's why he just keeps, keep the tensions high and keeps wanting to
That's the whole. That's the whole purpose. The whole purpose is to distract from the Epstein files and to continue waging war on Islam, just because Netanyahu would be in jail. Netanyahu is one of the worst pieces of shit that has ever lived, along with Donald Trump. Period.
Yeah.
Stop.
Two of them in power at the same time. That's
now, forget now the politics of this. Let's go back to finance. Just yesterday, this other piece of shit in the White House comes up with new tariffs of 10% or 12.5% on the grounds of forced labor. You read that news, right?
Yeah, I heard about it very quickly. I didn't follow up on that very much.
Trump is using the forced labor bullshit to slap tariffs again, trying to find an excuse to go back to tariffs instead of retreating and just letting it die quietly. He's as worse. He's like as dumb as a bag of rocks. Okay, because don't come and tell me that you are worried about forced labor and you're putting tariffs on countries like China, when your fucking merchandise that you sell, your fucking MAGA hats, your fucking Trump ties, and everything fucking else, your Trump phone, everything is made in China. So don't fucking come and tell me this shit. The guy's stupid, surrounded by idiots, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's the end of the story. Oh, this Trump slush fund. I mean, did you hear about this?
No.
The guy, he sued the IRS, which he controls. So he was the plaintiff and the defendant on the case. And instead of, he sued himself, he sued the IRS for $10 billion. Then he said, okay, you know what? Let's make it into $1,776,000,000, which is the year of the Declaration of Independence. And we'll give the money to those who were wrongly accused or politically accused, like the J6ers, January 6th insurrectionists and all this stuff. This is completely fucked up. And even the Republicans said, you know what, this is just way too much. Oh, but okay, along with that, maybe we could scrap the slush fund that I would basically use to distribute money to whoever I fucking want. But I want immunity from ever being investigated by the IRS, me and my family, for taxes.
And he got that, right?
Unpaid taxes. I'm hoping he doesn't. And anybody, even if he gets it somehow,
But I thought he actually got it. It was confirmed, no?
I'm not sure. Last I read is what we're trying to push it. But the next administration is going to fucking just expunge that, and it's over. That's the end of the story.
Would they have the opportunity and the possibility of actually reversing that if they wanted to, or is that set in stone if he's got it?
I don't know. First of all, we have to see where if this is a law that's going to pass, or is it some sort of agreement that can be wiped out in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see in what form this fucking thing comes. But the other thing is, like, I was also going to talk about is this closure of the Strait of Hormuz now is giving a double whammy hit on the farmers that they cannot afford to buy diesel. America does not produce enough diesel, and the farmers are seeing an increase in suicide rate and bankruptcy.
And most farmers probably voted for Trump in the first place.
You know what? And I got zero fucks left to give to anybody who's regretting, has buyer remorse. I don't give a shit. You voted, you knew who he was the first time around. You voted for him again. You saw what he did on January 6th. You saw I've got no empathy for any of the Trump supporters, which I had warned about for decades. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. Farmers, they fucked up. Good on you.
Now, Joe, we understand you're upset, but now, Chill the
Incredible.
duck.
I really am. I really am pissed off. It's just what I wake up in the morning and it's like just more news than I can absorb in a week. You know, it's like in one morning. So, stock of the week, guys. SunRun. Ticker is
What's Sunrun
RUN.
all
Run.
about?
Yeah. Okay. Well, this ties. So SunRun had a disappointing quarter. Their last, and so did First Solar, which is the leader in the United States. But they had some problems with earnings, but there's been a trend after what's going on in the Middle East to resorting to alternative energies, and that's on the industrial scale and at the personal scale. Wind turbines and photovoltaic panels or solar panels have
Okay.
seen an increase in demand, buyers' demand, and I have a feeling the stock is going to do quite well in the coming months.
Hmm.
So Sunrun, the second largest producer of photovoltaic systems in the United States, I like them a
You don't
lot.
think there's competition from China on that front?
Yeah, there is, but as you know, there are heavy tariffs on Chinese built.
It might make sense for that kind of specific product. It might make sense.
It does because especially because China mass produces.
It might make sense. I mean, not only mass producers, they do dumping. They do active state-funded dumping. And it would make sense for Europe to do that as well, probably.
Right, but in fact, that's the reason why solar panels from China have high rate tariffs. And oh, by the way, did you see AI? We talked about this 2 weeks ago. Stock was
What
in
happened to
950.
AI?
Stock was in 950 when we talked about it, and now it's on 11 something. Where is it now?
It's gone up 10%,
Here,
15%.
let me see. Can I share it? Well, let's take a look at the chart. And yeah, okay. Do you see it? Share. There you go.
Let me see now. No, it seems like you have shared your screen, but I don't see anything on it.
It should happen.
Okay.
You see
Okay,
it?
now yeah.
See it? So we talked about it around here, around $9, and has made this move. So let's just that's the move that it made. So from
Okay.
950 to right at 1075. That's a buck. That's 10-15%. It was higher yesterday. I think there are earnings tonight. AI has earnings tonight.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, something to look forward to. I don't know what they're going to look like because Thomas Siebel has taken over, command of the company again like three weeks ago after his eye issues, which forced him to appoint a new CEO, which obviously he's now stepping down as Tom Siebel is going back. So I don't know if they executed well on their business in the last 3 months. I hope they did because there's incremental demand for AI systems everywhere. So if they did, then we should see good earnings, and or at least the prospect for better earnings in the future. And so let's see what the numbers look like tonight at the close, and we'll assess then. Yeah.
Mhm. Sounds good.
That's it for me. I've got nothing else, and I missed all our viewers. By the way, feel free to comment, ask us, or tell us what you want us to discuss. Share, like, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. We've seen an incremental growth of our viewership. Thank you
It
very much.
definitely encourages us to keep doing this because
Continue,
obviously we like doing it because we like doing it. It's our labor of love, but obviously, if we can do something which more closely fits what you are looking for,
We'll be very happy to do it.
then obviously that would help even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, everything we talk about here is our portfolio. So if you hear a stock that we mention, first talk to your financial advisor. By no means this is investment advice. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll see each other next Sunday, this Sunday in 3-4 days, and we'll discuss what happened this week, as we were away, and we did not fulfill our promise to be there Sunday. But okay, we're trying to make up for it now.
Nobody's perfect.
So nobody's perfect. That's true. That's true.
We try and make up for it, and we did.
All right. Okay, we'll see each other next Sunday. This Sunday.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.